Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat shalom. This is part 2 of Assembly of the Righteous. Today is September 27th, 2025. September 27, 2025, which is 9/27/25. And this is the Assembly of the Righteous. This is the Assembly of the Righteous. And the reason why I call this Assembly of the Righteous, because this is the day that the righteous assemble, which is the Sabbath day of Yah. A day we're not supposed to work, do our own pleasure and all these other things. We're supposed to get in the word of Yah. This is all he asks us to do. Come together, get off work, and just rest, relax, get into the word, and study his word. Right? So, now, before I go on, we get ready to start with part 2 of David among the Philistines, right? And we're going to start in chapter 29. But just before we start in chapter 29, I just wanted to share with you once again the 29th, chapter 29. The 29th, we will be, well, me and my family, the 29th of this month, just to be sure, the 29th of this month and the 29th of next month, we're going to do Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur, in English, they say Day of Atonement, but it's really a full cycle and a half. The reason why I say a full cycle and a half, because we start at the 29th at noon until the end of the day of the 30th. So we go from noon to 29th. We don't eat anything. We pray, get into our scripture, whatever, but we don't eat. And we're not supposed to work, especially on the 10th. It say don't work. You might already be working on the 9th. But on the 10th, on that 10th day, which is the next following day, we're not supposed to do any work. That's a Sabbath. So the day, or what I like to say, Yom Kippur. See, English got everything twisted up. And that's what we're going through scriptures and information now, sharing the true knowledge of the information according to scripture. But as I was just sharing with you, the 29th at noon, until the end of the 30th, when the sun go down, me and my family and whoever else I would like to will be fasting. And that's what we call the Day of Atonement or Yom Kippur, which is we're fasting at that time. And we supposed to do this once a year. And the reason I'm doing it this month and next month is because some people started the new year, the beginning, around the end of March. I think it was the 29th of March. I believe it was, which was the new moon at that time. And then also the 27th of April, there was a new moon. But I didn't see budding in the 29th of March, which is around the time that the quote unquote new year starts. But I did see budding the 27th of April. And then I counted the 27th of April being the first of the month by March 29th being the 13th month of the year at that time. So I'm only going by what I know. Come to understand, according to 28 days and the information I've been sharing in my Facebook pages to give understanding and conversation with these other brothers. So now we're at 1 Samuel 29. We're going to pick up from where we left off. And where we left off at is in 1 Samuel 28. What happened was not Samuel. 27, David went among the Philistines, which is Achish. That was in 27. He went amongst them, and then by him assembling with them, because he knew that Saul was still chasing him to take his life from him because he was jealous of him, because David never did no wrong. So what happened is that in chapter 28, the Philistines assembled together. They came with a great host this time. Now they know David on their side, they thought. David was on their side, but David was going into Judah, killing the ones that the Creator said that's over here in 27 in verse 8. He killed the Gersites and some of the inhabitants of old that the Creator told Israel to take out of the land. So David went in to get rid of them. When David got rid of those and everybody of the land in Judah that was of old, of the Gershites, the Gizrites, the Amalekites, there's 3 of them that was in the land, and it goes from Shur even to Egypt. That's 27 and 8. David was going in killing them off. So when he came back to Ashish, he said, "Oh, I went down there to Judah to kill these people off, right? To kill these certain people." So he said, "Oh, he killed his own people off." This was the Achish said. "Oh, he killed his own. Okay, yeah. So he gonna be my servant forever," because he knew David was a warrior, right? Not knowing David was doing the will of the Father from what the Father said in the time of old. We're supposed to get rid of all these other nations in the land. So that's what David was doing. They didn't know it. So now in 28, Samuel see the big host of the Philistines coming against him. He like, now he's scared because there's a great host. A great host, a great many people. So he got scared and he said that he was trying to seek the Father by prophets, by dreams. What do you say? Say he was seeking Father by prophets, by dreams, and Saul. Oh, and Saul had put away the wizards and everything out the land, but now he's searching for them. So I'm trying to say all the ones that he put away, and I did underline them at a different point. Oh yeah. He said he didn't answer him. This is verse 15. He didn't that the credit departed from him, and he answered him no more, neither by prophet nor by dreams. And there was another one. He said nor by prophet, dreams, and it was something else because he said there's something that the priests use. Now, see, this is the reason why I underline certain things. So when I go back to those certain points. There you go, right here, verse 6. That's why I keep up with stuff. You see what I'm saying? And I did color it, but I didn't put it by There you go. Verse 6, 28 and 6. But I just read 6. It said 28 and 6 said, and when Saul inquired of Yah, Yah answered him not. Circle that. Neither by dreams, Urim, or prophet. See, the Urim was what I missed. That's what I knew was the third one. Urim. Nor by prophets, right? So the creator wasn't answering them. So he seek for a witch, you might well say. He consult a medium, a witch, right? He found one, and a lot of us know what happened doing that. But in seeking the witch, he perceived it was Samuel. And this is what I'm going to share this here again because this needs to be known. I did a post called I Am That I Am. And the reason I did that post is because I am is Yah. A lot of people think that that's his name. When Moses asked the creator, well, if you send me to the children of Israel, who shall I say send me? He said, I am that I am have sent you. And it didn't mean I am is his name. It meant I am all things to you. That I reveal myself to you as. And like I was saying, this woman, like I was saying in part 1, and in that post, this woman's son was going through something. And I don't know what it was. I forgot what it was. But she said the spirit of her ex-husband came upon her. She knew it was there. I don't know if she saw it or she just knew the presence of the spirit. And she said that she didn't get scared of nothing because she said she wasn't scared of nothing. She didn't feel it wasn't an evil spirit. It was a spirit. It was a presence there. And she said she felt she thought that was her husband, her ex-husband. So she said, go take on our son and this and that. But then she felt the spirit leave, the presence of that spirit leave. And what I explained to that lady was, that wasn't your ex-husband, nor what you think. I said, that was the spirit of the creator. Then I went into there to break down and show her what I am that I am is. Then to show her that The Creator is all things to you. And I also went to share that. It's a lot of time when people lose a loved one or something happens, they see a butterfly, they see a bird, they see a cat, they see a dog. They just have a presence of something. Oh, that was my uncle. That was my mother. That was my daddy. That was my this. That was my that. That's what they think. But that was only the presence of the Creator letting you know that they was all right or whatever it is that they wanted you to know from that point. That he wanted you to know from that point. So this is what I try to give people in intuitive understanding of the Creator and the spirit of Yah, the spirit of the Creator. Because the Creator is over all things. So when the witch or the woman saw that she seen Samuel, she screamed. Then Saul perceived it was Samuel. And Samuel asked a question in the conversation, why have you disquieted me? But it wasn't Samuel, it was the spirit of Yah. And the spirit of Yah does all things in decent and order for you to understand what he needs you to understand through him. So that was the Father speaking to him in the presence or like Samuel. So now, and that all happened in chapter 28. Now we're in 1 Samuel chapter 29. I always like to give a little interlude to go right into where we're going. So when anybody read, they can give a small understanding if they decide to go back to read for themselves. So, and this is how we study to know to grow. When you study to know, you know to grow, to understand where you are. A lot of people just read through the words and be over and can't come back and tell you nothing. They can probably tell you a certain point, but they can't give you the descriptions and understanding what they're into because they just read over words. They're not understanding, not putting themselves in the story. This is how you get good understanding. So, now, 1 Samuel chapter 29. This is part 2 of David among the Philistines. The Philistines distrust David, okay? Now they distrust David. First, he's going to make David his head. He's going to work for me forever. Verse 29, verse 1. Now the Philistines gathered together all their armies to Aphek. Aphek or Aphek, Aphek. And the Israelites pitched by a fountain which is in Jezreel. All right. And Yah and the lords of the Philistines passed on by. Let me finish reading. Let me finish sharing with you. In Saul's asking of what he should do, the spirit of Samuel, that played Samuel, told him that the Creator is going to, he said, verse 19, moreover, Yah will also deliver Israel with you into the hand of the Philistines. See, what I want to share with you is this. The people of today are talking about, I'm Israel, I'm Israel. I'm an Israelite. I'm this and that, and this is Israelite. I'm Judah, I'm this and that. But if you ain't doing right by him, he'll still deliver you up to the enemy. And this is what people got to understand. They think just because they come to understand Deuteronomy 28 of the curses and come to start living and start not living, but start understanding that they are Israel, don't mean that you're right by the things you do. That's why you got to start getting back to the law and understand the Creator's word, the Creator's voice, and the Creator's law. Then go through his prophets to see what he said that was going to happen if they didn't keep his commandments or if they do keep the commandments. And getting an understanding as well, because there's a lot of things in here that's hidden from the average people who think they read. Who didn't know who don't understand what's being read. So the Creator will give you people that will have understanding of his word to break it down for you. Like I said, I've come a long way. This is my 30th year since going through my spiritual awakening and in this walk of life. I come to know a lot, but I don't know it all. I will tell you that. I always say that, and let's keep it moving. So, he's going to turn Israel and the Philistines, Israel and Saul, over to the Philistines. Now let's get over here to verse 2. And Yah and the lords of the Philistines, here we go, And the lords of the Philistines passed on by hundreds and by thousands. They passed on by hundreds. They passed on. I wonder what they passed on by. Probably just the passing of them. And by thousands. But David and his men passed on in the rearward with Achish. They was in the back with Achish. Verse 3. Then said the princes of the Philistines, what do these Hebrews here? What do these Hebrews here? And Achish said unto the prince of the Philistines, is not this David? And Achish, he's the king, said unto the princes of the Philistines, is this not David, the servant of Saul, the king of Israel, which has been with me these days or these years? And I have found no fault in him since he fell unto me unto this day. See that? This is how the Father puts you in favor with your enemies. You put him. Okay, I have Kish. I'm gonna have him in green. Yep, I'm gonna put him in green. And Achish said to the princes of the Philistines, is this not David, the servant of Saul, the king of Israel? Which has been with me these days? So I think David was over there with him for about 2 years. And I have found no fault in them since he fell unto me this day. Up until this day, I ain't found no fault in him. So what y'all talking about? And when the princes of the Philistines were wroth with him, and the princes of the Philistines said unto him, make this fellow return, that he may go again to his place which thou hast appointed him, and let him not go down with us to battle. See, they're not going against him, what the king said, but they said, let him go back where he was. Don't let him go down with us. Don't let him go down with us to battle. Lest in the battle he be an adversary to us. For wherewith should he reconcile himself unto his master? Should it not be with the heads of these men? Meaning that he may turn against us in the battle and kill all of us while we are here in the battle. That's what they're saying. They smart. Because they don't know what David has been doing. And he said, I ain't found no fault in him until this day. But he's still of Saul. Don't let him come down with us. Then verse 5. Is not this David of whom they sang one to another and Dan saying, Saul, see, here we go. Saul slew his thousands and David his 10,000. See that? Make sure. This is the reason why Saul was scared and everybody, see, this goes to show that this went nationwide among different nations. When he killed their head chief, or their head man, which is Goliath, that went nationwide amongst all the people. Achish said, then Achish dismissed David. At least he listened to his men on that point. Let's get through seeing what's said. Verse 6. Then Achish called David and said unto him, surely as Yah liveth, thou hast been upright, and thy going out and thy coming in with me in the host of this good man. Let me get this. And Achish called David and said unto him, surely as Yah liveth. Now y'all see how everybody believe in the Creator? Even the Philistines believe in the Creator. They even say Lord liveth and stuff like that. Everybody have their quote unquote God, as you could say. But he said, surely as the Lord liveth, thou hast been upright. and thy going out and thy coming in with me. In the host, say, in the host is good in my sight. For I have not found evil in thee since the day of thy coming unto me unto this day. He haven't found. That's why you never know. You never know who's going on, what's going on around you. Not saying that on David's behalf, but saying it on the enemy's behalf, but he don't know what's going on. And same thing with you. You'll never know what's going on with somebody else, because if you don't know the full intentions of some people, all you know is about what they show you. And now I understand that point, not just now, but when it said, don't let your right hand know what your left hand doing, that's like a parable of what's going on at this point right here. For I have not found evil in thee since the day of thy coming in unto me unto this day. Nevertheless, the Lord's favored thee not. See there? So to me, you good. But I'm not going to go against my men that fight for me. See how smart that is? I'm not going to go against the men that fight for me. You know, they this ain't got nothing to do with you. I'm glad you're here with me. I'm glad you know you're a part of my host. I don't see no favor in you. But out of respect of my men, I'm just going to let you go your way. You know, I'm glad you came with me and this and that. And this is where we're supposed to be with each other. Some people don't know how to take, I wouldn't say corrective criticism, but some people don't know how to take, okay, well, we ain't going to do this now. We just do it later. That's this, you know, some people, I can't even get the word for it right now. But some people don't even know how to take that, you know. And then some people get upset. Oh, you don't want me to come with you? I gotta be like, okay, I appreciate it. That's me. That's the spirit I got. Oh, you don't want me to come? You know how these people are. People of the world today. That's how they act. Wherefore, now return and go in peace. You see that? Wherefore, that's what he's telling him. He ain't trying to say, he ain't turned against David. He said, well, wherefore? Verse 7, wherefore now return and go in peace, that thou displeasest not the lords of the Philistines. That thou displeasest not. They don't trust him, but he the king, and I guess what they say, they must trust they have to trust his word, the king. Verse 8. And David said unto Achish, but what have I done? He said, what have I done? He's just asking a question. Making himself look good. You see that? And David said unto Achish, but what have I done? And what hast thou found in thy servant so as long as I have been with thee unto this day, that I may not go fight against the enemies of my Lord the king? That's his way out. You see that? That's how you play stuff. Now, that's what I mean by being in the story. He never wanted to kill Saul in the first place because he could have killed him twice. And if y'all been, well, for those who've been, Nicole, I know you just getting with me. For those who have been seeing the story, 2 times he could have stuck him to the ground with his own spear, stuck it straight through him to the ground. Got through his whole camp and everything, was right over him, could have stabbed him right there and pinned him to the dirt. David said, don't kill him, he's the Lord's anointed. The second time, he came in a cave to take a crap, to pee, or to go to sleep, one or the other. We was coming across that last week, or the week before last, and in one book, this brother that was reading, he said he went in the cave to relieve himself. Well, I'm like, well, if he was in the cave to relieve himself, he had to either be taking a crap or do a dump. Because if he's sitting up there peeing, how you going to cut off the bottom of his robe without him feeling it? Unless he had one of them robes like Libanace, but who going to be out in war like that? So, I thought in my book, it said that he had to go in the cave to cover his feet. To me, cover his feet, he must lay down for a minute to get some rest. That's what I thought. So, but these books say different things. But the whole point is he went in a cave. David cut his witch column. His men was on the side of the cave. They all was in a dark. The cave was dark. He couldn't see nothing. He just went in the cave, and he could have. I remember hearing a long time ago. Another book. They said the spider web was supposed to cover the cave. I remember hearing that one time. Man, all these different stories from these different books. I remember hearing that, but I forgot how it was. But the whole point is, David got close enough to cut off his robe the first time. The second time, he could have stabbed, but what he did was he took his spear, he took his water, and he left. So when Saul came looking for him, he let him know, I got your stuff. You could be dead today. Your captain should be dead because he didn't guard you. And then, okay, I'm going to leave David alone. Now he went into the camp with these people, with the Philistines, and I think he was there for 2 years. See, I mean, when you get in the story, you start to remember a little bit. When you start to remember, this is how you understand the story. And as you understand the story, you start to be like, okay, no, when somebody come at you with something, no, that ain't happened because this is what happened. That's how you can tell facts, truth, and whatever you come to know when someone tells you something compared to you believing what someone had taught you. Because people teach people all day stuff all the time, and they don't be right or correct. So, verse 8. Verse 8. And David said unto Achish, what have I done? And what had, and David said to Achish, but what have I done? And what hast thou found in thy servant so long as I have been with thee unto this day, that I may not go fight against the enemy of my Lord the king? Right? And Achish answered and said to David, I know that thou art good in my sight. See, that's how you gain favor with people. By doing what you know that's right, because you know you ain't doing against him, but you did do something against him. As a matter of fact, I don't even think he did anything against the Philistines at that time. See, and Achish said, and Achish answered and said unto David, I know that thou art good in my sight, as an angel of Yah. You see that? As an angel. See how good David was to him? Notwithstanding, the prince of the Philistines have said, he shall not go up with us to battle. Wherefore now rise up early in the morning with thy master's servant that are come with thee, and as soon as they be up early in the morning and have light, depart. He said, well, get up with them and just go with them tomorrow. It said he should not go with us to battle. Wherefore now, verse 10, wherefore now rise up early in the morning with thy master's servants that are come with thee, with you, and say, and as soon as ye be up early in the morning and have light. You see that? In the morning and have light. That's just before daylight. And when the daylight is starting to rise. So David and his men rose up early to depart in the morning to return into the land of the Philistines. And the Philistines went up to Jezreel. And there you go. That's chapter 29. That was only what? 11 verses. How much time we in right now? We're only 28 minutes in. You know what? I guess I'm going to save 30 and 31, which is the last book of 1 Samuel, for next week. So, I guess this was pretty good today. We're going to save 30 and 31 for next week. Yeah. I should have called this Saul and the Witch. That's what I should have called this today. Instead of David among the Philistines, Saul and the Witch. That's what I should have called it. No, but let me see. No, we started 28 today. So I might switch this up. I might switch the heading. I'll probably call this one Saul and the Witch. Even though David was among the Philistines, but a key word, because a lot of people might want to see this and they mean, yeah, I'm gonna change this to Saul. What is it? Saul and the Witch. That's what I'm gonna end up changing this title. I'm gonna change the title from David among the Philistines to Saul and the Witch. Yep. So I think I went back into that in the beginning of this just so they can have that understanding. But yeah, David also was distrusted by the host. They was distrusted by the host in chapter 29. There's only 11 verses there, but 28 is the key. Saul and the Witch. So that's what I'm gonna call this today. Instead of calling it what I had named it, I'm gonna change it. So it's gonna be called Saul and the Witch. Because everybody looks for this story. And I think that's a better title. So, this is going to be changed from David among the Philistines to Saul and the Witch. I think that's a better title. Especially for part one. Since we really got into it for part one. So other than that, this is like the end of the day of the Assembly of the Righteous as we go through the book. Now, next week, we got the last two chapters, chapter 30 and 31. Yep. And then the following week, dang, I think we'll be going into October. No, next week, I think this is the last, matter of fact, we'll be going into October with 30 and 31. But don't forget, I'm glad I can go, but since we got a little bit of time, we just shared this information from 28 and 29 of 1 Samuel, the witch, Saul and the witch, and also David being distrusted of the Philistines. But also, as I want to share with you one more time, the 29th of this month, which is September 29th, is 9 days after the new moon, which was the 20th of from what I remember from my recollection, the 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th. The ninth day, in the ninth day of the month, which after the new moon, which is the black moon, as far as I'm concerned, no. Of the new moon, I want to kind of go into this a little bit too, as well. Because this is what I was sharing earlier. Even though we got just a little bit of time. So I want to share with those who are in the know. And I mean in the know, what the Creator has spoken compared to what people believe. And I'm just going by what the words say. I'm not going to say when the new moon is or when it's not or anything like that. Just in general. And like I told you, I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I'm going to keep the fast, the 29th of this month, starting at noon until the end of the 30th, this month and next month. All right? Because we all are still growing, trying to get to the Creator's way and trying to be right amongst y'all. Now, what I want to share with you is in Isaiah 1, verse 12, start at 12. It states, when ye come to appear before me, who have required this at your hand to tread my courts? Who have required this at your hand? This is Isaiah 1, chapter 1, verse 12 is where we at. And I'm just sharing this for this quick moment for some of the things that people need to understand and what's going on in the day we're in right now, according to scripture that has been written in time past. Verse 13, bring no more vain oblations. Incense is an abomination unto me. Now, this is fact right here. Even though this is in the sentence of the abomination that the Father is talking about, but this is fact. People don't even realize that. It says, the new moons and Sabbaths, the calling of assemblies, I cannot away with. He can't do away with those because he ordained it and he ordered it. And whatever comes from the Creator's word and his lips, as even the prophet speaks, is law. So if he said it, he can't go back on it. So in verse 13 of Isaiah chapter 1, it says, bring no more vain oblations. Incense is an abomination unto me. But this is the true fact right here in between what I'm reading. The new moons and Sabbaths, the calling of assembly. Now you notice it says Sabbaths, not the Sabbath or the Sabbath day. It says the new moons and Sabbaths with an S on the end, the calling of assemblies, I cannot away with. They're both between two semicolons. Them semicolons or colons? Yeah, I got them marked off. So they're like semicolons. Then it says, it is iniquity. So where I would read this, if anybody's looking at this, where I would read this is this. Bring no more vain oblations. Incense and abomination is an abomination unto me. It is iniquity, even the solemn meetings. This is what their solemn meetings is. Then I would say the new moons and Sabbaths, the calling of assemblies, I cannot away with. That's where I would read it because I know that that's true from Yah. But then verse 14 states, your new moons and your appointed feasts, my soul hateth. You know why the Creator hate that? I'm saying that it's just so because he's inside certain people. Your new moons, a lot of people keep trying to say that crescent. When you see the crescent, that's the new moon. That's the process. The process has already happened in. The new moon starts with the moon being empty. The fact is that it's the moon. That's what people don't get. They're looking for the signs of the light. That's only give you the signs of timing. I'm saying time, but the signs in the moon, quarter moon, half moon, 3/4 moon, full moon, empty moon is the new moon. The empty moon is the new moon. And from there, light starts to pour in. And as it starts to pour, no different than this glass. When the glass is empty, if I take this glass out of a box, this is a new glass, it's not used. It's a brand new spanking glass. Until I start putting liquid in there, which is light, now it's being used. Until it gets full. Common sense will keep thee. Get wisdom, get knowledge, and all thy getting, get an understanding. Understanding will keep thee. So once you start to put water or lights in or on the moon, that's when the process has already begun. Until then, the dark moon is the new moon. It's empty. It's clean. It's empty. It don't have no light or nothing in it. So that shadow that we see at that time in the heavens is the new moon, which is the new moon. But he said he came not away with him. It is iniquity, even the solemn meetings. Verse 14, your new moons and your appointed feasts, my soul hateth. They are a trouble unto me. I am weary to bear them. 15, and when ye, which is you, spread forth your hands, I will hide my eyes from you. Yea, when ye make many prayers, I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood. A lot of times you cause your hands to be full of blood because of the things you're teaching people. You are accessible. When you're teaching people, I know this sister, I'm going to say this sister, who was telling and who has went viral on lies. Viral on lies that they said they told people. This person told people, and this is a family member, I'm just going to leave it at that. Told people stuff that she went viral on in the name of the creator. She ain't say in the name, but she kept putting the creator's name there. The creator said this and the creator said that. He told me this and he told me that. Got people thinking that she a prophetess. But what did we read a little earlier? See, those witches and stuff, people would consider them as prophetess. If you ain't going by the word of Yah, you're being deceived. And this is what I try to tell people, or try to get people to understand. But let me read on down. Your hands are full of blood. Verse 16. Wash you. How you wash you? Clean yourself. Study, research, understand what's going on. Wash you. Make you clean. Put away the evil of your doing from before mine eyes. The evil that you're doing is the lies that you're telling. And I just shared with you a few minutes ago about Saul. When you're in a position where the Father takes his presence from you, that's a horrible position. You got to be sure in the things you're saying. You got to be sure, accurate, and understand what you're saying. And if you're wrong, come back and apologize. Say, yep, I was wrong. I thought I knew, but I didn't know. People are ashamed to even. People think that they right about everything. People are ashamed to say, no, I was wrong. I'll tell you that quick. If I'm wrong, but I'll let you know. But if I'm not going to say I'm wrong just to satisfy you. No, that ain't happening with me. I'm just going to let you know what it is. And you can accept it or reject it. So, 16 again. Wash you, make you clean. Put away the evil of your doings from before mine eyes. Cease to do evil. And people don't realize the little thing they think they're not doing evil is evil, because when you know something is wrong and you're doing it, is evil. When you see something is wrong and you still go by it, is evil. And you're going to be accountable for the people that you lead down that road. You're going to be accountable. That's why I always ask the Creator to lead and guide me in my prayer, and y'all hear it every time I get on here. Lead and guide me so I can help lead and guide others. And we all would do his work because we come to know the facts. If you ask me a question, I will give you scripture. I'll back up what I have to say according to what I come to know. And if I can't, I'll be like, okay, then you're right about that. But you got some people, I ask a question, well, how you know this or how you know that? Oh, then they're going to just try to, oh, no, you said no, this and that. And that. Instead, answer my question. Answer my question. Chocolate the Goddess. How you doing, Chocolate Goddess? Hello, said hi. Good to see you over there on YouTube Live. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. But as I'm sharing, verse 17 now. Learn to do well. Seek judgment. Relieve the oppressed. See, a lot of people are oppressed by what's been given by the Roman government, all the lies that has been given today. Some people don't choose to go in and research what they think they know. They stick with what they got. Relieve the oppressed. Judge the fatherless. Plead for the widow. This is one of the jobs that we're supposed to be doing. Verse 18. Come now. Let us reason together. See, reasoning what we're supposed to be, not debating. We're supposed to be reasoning. I ask questions. Show me what you know and let me get an understanding. So if you give me your understanding and I give you the understanding what I've come to know, we're supposed to come to a happy medium and be like, okay, let's check this out. And we're supposed to have an agreement at this point, and this is where we start to grow together, and this is where we can help each other in this same knowledge and information. This is what we're supposed to be doing. No, I'm right. No, you this and you that. Well, I said, well, how do you know what you come to know and where you get it from and how the knowledge you come to know? I'm showing you where I come. I'm showing you the new moon from what I've understood. And I'm giving you understanding according to the example you gave me about this baby and the just imagine a baby. Now, I'm going to say this real quick. I'm going to say this real quick. I didn't want to do it earlier, but I'm going to do it now. But I'm not going to tell you the names of who brought it to my attention. The new moon is like a baby's crown. The new moon is like a baby coming through the womb. Now, I'm going to give y'all some. Y'all tell me. Matter of fact, in the post, I want y'all to do me a favor in the post. For who's ever listening or come to this information, because we're after 28th, we're after the witch, Saul and the witch. But that's what we're gonna call this today. So since I want y'all to give me your point of view, and I'm gonna give you what gave me. This guy gave me a picture, a cartoon looking picture. This baby coming out the womb, and the crown of the head coming out the woman, right? So when he said that. It's just in me. Well, if the head is coming out, the process has already started. The beginning of birth is when the water breaks. And you tell me if I'm right or wrong. The beginning, when the women don't start going to the hospital, oh, my water break. Oh, we got to get to the hospital. That's the beginning of the birth of a child. Until that water breaks, you're going through so many centimeters and all this other stuff, and the baby been there for so long, and it might be there a little longer, whatever. But when that water break, it's time for the birth. That's the beginning. And y'all tell me if I'm a man. Y'all women, y'all have babies. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong or not. And nobody told me that. And me having this conversation, and I'm looking at that, I'm like, when the baby's coming out, that's part of the process. The first part of the process is when the water breaks. So after the water breaks, now it's a time. The time is coming that the baby got to come through. And then after the baby is out, what they got to get out as well. What people call the afterbirth is called the placenta. Once that placenta is out, the birth is done. The birthing of having that child is done. Now that's what I shared with the brother. Oh no, when the child's head come out, it's like the birth of a baby. So the crescent of the moon is like the head of a child coming out. I said, bruh. So I kept bringing and iterating to him. I say, I said the birth starts when the water break. The end of the birth is the afterbirth, which is after the placenta comes out the womb. That's the beginning and the end of the birthing process. Everything else in between is a part of the process. All this brother looking at is just the birth and the head coming out. So I said, well, then who told you and where you get your concept? He never answered that. I ain't got an answer yet about where that new moon is the crescent. So I'm reading right here in verse 14, your new moons and your appointed feasts my soul hateth. Because they're doing the new moon at the crescent. When the real new moon starts before then at the full darkness of the moon. Because how many crescents do you have? You have one crescent before the new moon, and you have another crescent after the full moon. Or either or. The whole point, you have two of those different crescents. The new moon comes one time. The full moon comes one time. When it's full, it's full. When it's new, or black, however you want to call it, or dark. It's the opposite of the full moon, as one brother said, and then he retracted from it. So, the new moon is fully dark. The full moon is when it's fully light. The opposite of each other. Common sense will keep thee. So, again, verse 18. Come now and let us reason together, saith Yah. Though your sins be as scarlet, be as blood, They shall be as white as snow. Though they be red like crimson, they shall be as wool. Red like crimson, they shall be like, no, they should be as wool. 19, the last verse. No, 19 and 20. If ye be willing and obedient, ye shall eat the good of the land. Just be obedient to his word and stop going by what you believe. But 20. But if ye refuse and rebel, ye shall be devoured with the sword. For the mouth, here we go, for the mouth of Yah has spoken it. Who spoke it? Oh, Isaiah. That's Isaiah. No, the Creator spoke it through Isaiah. And this is what people have no understanding. So I told the Creator, he brought me to the truth. I put truth in songs and writing and give to the world. It's up to the world to accept it or reject it. I'm giving you what's written in the book, and I'm giving you upon precept, line upon line, according to different prophets in the book that they have prophesied about the same thing. So when I give you 1 point here, 1 point there, one here, one there, whatever it is all of Yah, because Yah is of everything. So, again, this was, what I just shared with you, is that the Day of Atonement, or should I say, Yom Kippur, me and my family is going to keep this month at the end of the end of this month, which is, well, I can say the end of this month, which is the 29th at noon to the end of the 30th, that day and night. And also next month, the 29th until the end of the 30th. We're going to fast this month at that time. And it's just to be sure that we're on time with the Creator's time. By doing that, I think he will be pleased. Because nobody knows exactly. When I told you when I was here, think of the 29th of March. It was supposed to be in spring, but the weather has been all messed up. And I didn't see any budding on the trees. But the 27th of April, I seen budding on the trees. So either the 29th was the new moon beginning of the months for the year, or either the 27th of April was the beginning of the new moon and the beginning of months of the year. So I'm gonna do both. I'm keeping the Yom Kippur 2 days from today, which is at noon, and 2 days, or should I say, and on the 29th of October. Other than that, we just got done with Saul and the witch. I'm gonna put it like that. Saul and the witch. I'm just going to leave it at that. That's what it is. That's what it is. Other than that, I thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening there, your seeing now, and you know I can't go without saying and letting you know that I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwell, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown, without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see, that Mikael is really me. And if you'd like to get in contact with me, you can always call or text me at 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315. Or you can email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. That's lkhyym@gmail.com. And you can also go to my Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter, and also my YouTube, and my Twitter. And you can like, subscribe, and share at JuicePro33. That's JuicePro33, all together, one word. JuicePro33 on YouTube and Twitter. YouTube and X called Twitter. Juice Pro 33. Like, subscribe, and share. You can also catch me on Instagram and TikTok. Instagram and TikTok, you can catch me on both of those at L'chaim _ the juice, which is spelled LKHYYM _ excuse me, THEJUICE. That's L'chaim _ the juice, which is LKHYYM _ THEJUICE. And then you can also catch me on TikTok as well, because that was TikTok and Instagram. You can also catch me on TikTok as well with Michael the Juice Harris, all one word. That's MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. That's MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. That's Michael the Juice Harris. That's my other TikTok and my Facebook. You can catch me on Mikael Harris, which is MI_CHAEL space HARRIS. That's MI_CHAEL space HARRIS. All right. So now for the full version, which is recorded on Zoom and placed on YouTube, which is video, which is the full version on video. Now my part 1 and part 2 is under live on YouTube, but my full version is under the video, as well as on Patreon and patreon.com/LKHYYM. LKHYYM. Excuse me. Patreon. And also my rumble.com. My rumble.com/LKHYYM. That's rumble.com/LKHYYM. Now, for the platforms that we're on, we're here we start off, we just say on what we call Sunday, the night after Sunday, I like to say. The night between Sunday and Monday at 9 p.m. with Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. We're actually going over my story right now on, quote unquote, the night after Sunday or between Sunday at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock p.m. Then on the night after Monday, which is between Monday and Tuesday. I don't like saying Monday night because it's actually the following night. But the night between Monday and Tuesday is Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. There's Mikael's Knowledge of Truth, right? And we're on at 9 p.m. that night as well. Then on Tuesdays, or the Tuesday evening, which is actually 6 p.m. Tuesday evening, we have assembly. We have Introductory to the Sovereign Class of Knowledge. Now, that is a private class for those who sign an NDA in order to not only protect themselves or protect us and protect themselves. Because if you decide to change information, switch it up, that's on you. That's not on us. That'll be on you. But because me and my wife, we're showing things strategically, step by step for you to do. But if you try to switch something up, that's going to be on you and not on us. That's why we have an NDA. Other people have it for all other reasons. I just share with you the reason why we have an NDA for Introductory to Sovereign Class of Knowledge. And that's at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. 6 p.m. Eastern Time, right here. Same link. Don't need to talk about Wednesdays yet, because once people get into that, then we're going to have an advanced class on Wednesdays, but you got to get past Tuesdays night first. And last but not least, we're here on the Sabbath day as of today at 12 p.m. noon, which is the beginning of the evening. 12 p.m. noon is the beginning of the evening, and we're here every Sabbath at 12 p.m. noon. Other than that, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. Love you all. Excuse me. I'm gonna pause you, Nicole, just in case you want to have a conversation in a few minutes. But other than that, Zoom, which is the full version, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Love you, appreciate love you, and always. Peace.
Recording stopped.
All right. And over here on Instagram, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you, and always. Say again, Mike. I gotta change the heading on these. All right. All right. And over here on Facebook. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you, and always. Peace.
I can talk with Johnson in no way with.
Huh?
I can talk.
Over here, Joanne Abbott, you finally came, baby. Like, I don't know if you got here later, you was on the whole time. But my baby, she came in. She's not here with us today, but I'm glad you came in for a moment because I don't see anything else on. But other than that, I thank you for your time, your patience. Chocolate, the goddess, and Joanne, my baby girl, Abbott. Appreciate, love you, and always. Peace.